Hi, everybody. This is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people's champion, your host, the Hut, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to another great live stream talking about the Mets and just anything in general. Now, before we get into that, please subscribe to this channel and hit the like button if you can. And when this video is uploaded and is ready to go afterwards, please leave comments in the comment section. Now, I'm going to send you over to the godfather of baseball, Hut Corleone. Thank you. I come here to ask you for something very simple. Whenever you watch the Baseball Hut's videos, they put on these annoying commercials and these advertisements. I would hope that you would, in generosity, come and watch those videos, those ads all the way through. Because you see, when you watch the entire advertisement, your host gets the benefit of all the advertising money that's owed to him. I do not want to have to send Luca Brasi to any place, either down to Google or down to one of your homes. So I would hope that you go and watch the entire, any kind of advertisement that is attached to a video. Thank you. I want to thank the godfather of baseball here again for helping me out. As you know, being a godson, you get certain benefits, and I really do not want him coming down here. He might get very annoyed with me if he has to come down here, down to the Baseball Hut. So I want to thank you all for indulging him for this little help along the way. Now I'm going to say hello to a couple people. Hello, Muff Man. Hello, Sean Sarnecki. Kid 28, how you doing? Quinn Streak. Quinn Street. Ernie Delgado. William, what's going on, William? What's crack-a-lackin'? Mets fans only, how you doing? Hi, how are you? I'm not losing it. This is what we do on the other channel, by the way. You never know when or where things are ever going to go. Mets talk with Hayden. Let's go, Mets. Scully FN 2.0, hello. Matthew Landau. Hi. Brian Paul, what's going on? Everything Sports 12. Ariel Lopez. And who else am I missing? Eddie Wilkes. And everybody in between. Now we have some news today. The Mets signed another bid piece. And that is Jonathan Villar. They signed him to a contract, supposedly. I've heard about $3.5 million. That's what I've heard. I don't need Croft Drops or Ernie Delgado. That's not a problem with that voice. But that's not my voice anyway. That's the godfather of baseball. Hut Corleone. And yes, Jonathan Villar, they were signed him today to a contract. Now the Mets currently are full in terms of their 40-man roster. They've not announced Albert Almaro Jr. on the roster. And they've not announced Jonathan Villar. Which means that they have two moves they have to make. They have to take two people off the 40-man roster. Because they're full now. So I would expect, and I think you can all expect that that they will make a couple moves. What they are, I can't tell you. I do know one thing I did hear was Patrick Mazeika might be in trouble. He might get DFA'd. Couple more people in the chat. Ernie Delgado. From, I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Who's texting me? Who's texting me here? Yeah. But yeah, so they signed Mazeika. I mean, they signed right. They signed Villar and they supposedly signed Almaro. I'm all right. Can't get the name straight. So there might be a trade. They might release some people, send them back down to the minor leagues. From Trashman 108, I think you take off Mazika and Oswald. We'll see. From Kid 28, JD is going to be gone eventually. It's going to happen. I think I agree with you. I agree. Almora. I agree with you. I think that JD Davis is going to be gone at some point. And from what I read today, they can't figure out his value as a player. Because he doesn't play, he's not an outfielder, as we know. He's not a good infielder, as we know. But he can hit. A good hitter. And right now, you only have the DH in the American League. Ernie Duggan, I think they're annoyed with J.D. Davis and arbitrate. He lost the case. The Mets won that case. Yeah, I think that JD might be done. I mean, they said that he was the Mets third baseman for now. Sandy said that a couple months ago. He said for now. He's a DH and he can hit. That's the one thing. If the Mets trade him, all the Met fans, I'm not going to stop hearing people complaining about the Mets trading JD Davis. That guy can rake. He's really, boy, he can hit like crazy, and he's smart too. He's a smart hitter. From Everything Sports 12, all right. Do you want Justin Turner? Now, there was talk about Justin Turner today. You had conflicting reports. One was, okay, let me get back to Jonathan Villar. It's a 1-year deal for $3.55 million. That's a lot of money for him. They might have overspent for him, I think, a little bit. But here's the thing about Justin Turner. The talk was today that from Kevin Rosenthal, the little munchkin, said that the Mets were talking to him. They were interested in him, but there's a big separation in terms of the money and the years. I think they probably offered him 2 years for $12 million, 2 for 24. And I don't think he wants that. He wants to go back to Los Angeles. He wants to go back to the Dodgers. I don't see him wanting to come back here. I mean, he's probably that story's probably going out there just to get the Dodgers nervous, in all honesty. So, I probably believe that more than anything else. I wouldn't give if I were the Mets, I would stick to their guns and say, you know what, 2 years, $24 million. That's it. No more, no less. That's all he's worth anyway. He's worth more with the Dodgers than he is with any other team. Hello, Todd. Hello, Big Papa One. Hello, Robert. From Robert, I need to trade Davis and get a real third base. And Turner's only an option if you can't get Ramirez, Suarez, or Bryant in a trade. Well, it's easy to get Turner. You just got to give him money. But nobody's going to give him. Mets aren't going to give him 4 years. The Dodgers would give him 4 years. I don't see the Mets giving him 4 years. And the Brewers are interested in him. And the Blue Jays at one point were interested in him. I know the Brewers are very interested in him. Adam, we don't need him. Adam, we don't need all his excellence. What we need is one. From Big Pop One, what the heck on with the DH in the National League? It's not coming in for this year. It's not coming in. It's not coming in for this year anyway. They're going to use it as a bargaining chip. William, I'm not a retired bookie. I'm not taking any bets. There's no bets. Now I want to wish a happy birthday to one of our all-time great favorites, and that's Mookie Wilson. So I want to wish happy birthday to Mookie. As you know, we all know him, and we all love Mookie, and it's his birthday today. He's 65 years old. So let's wish him a happy birthday. Hopefully he's watching. Hopefully Mookie is watching. And can't forget about 86, but I figured I'd post a couple pictures of him during the live stream. I'm going to go for a while. But so just because he was always hurt. He was always the guy that always made the last out of a game. Either he was taking too many pitches or his approach was just completely, totally terribly done. He couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if he needed it. But then he started talking to Marlon Byrd, the two-time PED user, and all of a sudden he started hitting. And he changed his approach too. That's the one thing I will tell you about Justin Turner. He wouldn't take any more pitches. Anyways, how do you feel about them projecting us coming in first in the National League East and Washington coming in at second? Braves projected coming in third place and Miami projected in last place. How do I feel? It doesn't matter how I feel. I think the Mets are going to win 90, 95 games. I don't see the Nationals coming in second. Now I don't. That's the one thing I do know. I don't see the Nationals finishing second. It'll be the Mets and the Braves first and second. You pick it. And Miami, the bottom three teams, in my view, are all the same. In my view, all of them. There's nothing really different between the three of them. From Stephen A., not true. Andy Martino said there's still time to reach an agreement for the designated hitter around spring training before the 2021 season starts. Well, we'll see. I want the DH in the National League. I think that the time has come now. I was pretty happy with it. I wanted it for quite a while. I don't want to see the pitcher hit anymore. Hello, Danny Choi. Mothman, how would everyone feel like Cone traded Pete for a minor league? What would your reaction be? Pete who? Pete Alonso? That's not going to happen. Danny Choi, let's give someone a baseball hut shirt and tune on to City Field for advertising. Well, we'll see. Keep your mind on that because I have a graphic designer that hasn't gotten back to me yet. It's very busy. Waiting for him to send me designs. For the things I sent him with the things I'm going to do. Yeah, Pete's not going anywhere. And Dom's not going anywhere either, for that matter. There's no reason to move either one of those guys. But in the meanwhile, please like the video. Please like the video. Yeah, it says Vladimir Guerrero's birthday, too. That's right, Stephen A. You tell him. Nobody's going anywhere. None of these big players are getting traded. I want to see this group play. I think everybody else does too, for that matter. Ariel Lopez, what do you think that our next move is going to be, Hut? Well, it's just a lot of little moves now, I think. I mean, we can talk about Justin Turner. I know he's got in the titles because it's something interesting to talk about, something a little different. But probably a pitcher, I would think. I mean, probably another starter. They could use another, veteran guy, even if it's just pitching spring training. There's a lot of guys that pitch in spring training and never make the ball club, especially if they're an older guy that may be past his prime, say like Jake Arrieta. Everybody in baseball is all pissed. Can't figure out why the Mets are interested. Thing about the DH, which I didn't really like for a long time. It's like, it's not really baseball, But I got to a point that I just, you know what? I want to see another hitter. I should have gotten a sort of a different philosophy about baseball. Like one of the things I don't want to see anymore is giving up outs early in the game. I don't like the bunt early in the game. If anyone's going to bunt on your team, it's the pitcher. And if you take the pitcher out of it, then there's really no reason to have the sacrifice bunt anymore. So I'm not all that enthralled with the bunt either. And as long as you don't have the DH in the National League, you're going to continue to have the bunt. And guys who can't swing the bat. You don't want to get. That's the thing about the National League. They give up outs. They give up at least 2-3 outs a game with the pitcher up. And there's very few guys that are like Madison Bumgarner that can hit, or Noah Syndergaard. There's very few pitchers like that. So there's no reason to keep fooling ourselves and saying, we're not going to have the DH. It's crazy. From Robert, are we getting a third baseman and a starting pitcher at least? Well, they're going to get a starting pitcher, but he's not going to be earth-shattering. So I don't see that anybody big name. If they were a big name as a retread like Jake Arrieta or maybe James Paxton, although I'm not big on Paxton. Third baseman, that might be down the line. I definitely see them changing at third base. I don't, once the season starts, they're going to have a third baseman, whoever that's going to be, and then we'll see who. I think there'll be a change during the season. Keep an eye on Chris Bryant for that. Michael Brandel. The game of baseball is all about the offense now. I don't know why they won't give the DH in the National League. It's crazy. But then again, they've deadened the ball. They're taking some of the rabbits out of the baseball. I'd get rid of the shift. Danny Choi, bunt versus the shift. I'd get rid of the shift. You want to know why games are so long? That's why games are so long, is the shift. If they got rid of the shift, you don't have to have it completely out. But you can't have like the third baseman behind the second baseman in the right field. It's ridiculous. Manfred is beholden to Nike. Okay, you want to know why they're making these moves? It's because of Nike. And who works with Nike? I don't want to say it. Who's closely related with Nike? China, So if the people complain, I noticed the media complaining about the people that run in baseball, they seem to hate baseball. That's where it's coming from. Follow the money. And 2019, after 2019, Nike gave $1 billion to Major League Baseball. And it's funny. The Biden administration went to the players and said, we want you to we don't want you starting on time. They told them to hit the bricks. They told them to hit pound sand. They didn't want to listen to him or them. Just want to make that abundantly clear. From Vincent Preston. Who else other than the Phillies are interested in Walker since the Mets lost interest? I don't know if the Mets ever had interest in Taijuan Walker, quite frankly. I think that they Mets never really had any kind of interest. That they had any interest in Robert Walker. I mean, that's the thing. I don't see after the Porter got himself into trouble, they kind of lost their interest. Let's see this trade. I don't mind looking at the trades, see what this trade is, see if this makes sense. I don't think it does. Most trades don't make sense. Let's see. From Robert. Gray and Suarez for Davis, Mauricio, and Vientos and Familia. Why would you want Sonny Gray when you can get a starting pitcher just for money as a free agent? You're giving up too much. Vientos stayed very high on his bat. Michael Brandel. I think that Justin Turner is probably using the Mets. Everything Sports 12. Who would you rather have, Suarez and Gray or Brian and Hendricks? Brian and Hendricks. Yeah. Because Hendricks has a longer term contract and he's a better pitcher at this point than Gray is. Vincent Preston, you can have Sonny Gray. He can't pitch here in New York. We saw that a couple of years ago. Eric G. JT hates Alderson. Who's JT? Matthew Landa, would you be okay if the Mets got Turner, or would you be opposed? I don't want to see him get hurt again. I don't. He was always hurt here with the Mets. That's the only thing. Justin Turner. Why would Justin Turner hate Alderson? That doesn't make any sense. From Andrew Pagnozzi. Hold on a second. Chat's going too fast for me. Now I wouldn't point out we're on Facebook too. Somebody's in the Facebook side of things. So you're very active here tonight. I want to thank you all. Please like this video. If you're gonna if you're coming through, please subscribe to this channel. And if you missed the beginning, I have a little disclaimer from the Godfather of Baseball. G. Let's see. I'm sorry. Let's see. Chat's going very quickly here for me. I don't think that Justin Turner, he's not the type to hate people. I don't think, he might have been hurt by, some of the things that was said about him, but I don't think he holds a grudge. He doesn't come across the guy that holds a grudge. That's the one thing that concerns me about Justin Turner is that he was always hurt when he was with the Mets. And because he was always hurt with the Mets, and he only played 1 year where he played a lot of games out in California. He didn't played 150 games that 1 year. But other than that, he's been pretty much a guy that doesn't play a full season. He makes me a little nervous, to be honest with you, as a player. The most obvious thing and the most interesting thing is just a way for Chris Bryant, because Chris Bryant is the guy that he gets into a pennant chase on a new team. I think he would play really well. But I'm not a big fan of signing him long term. So in my view, the Mets aren't going to sign him to a long term deal. That's the one thing that I can tell you. I know certain guys the Mets aren't going to sign to any long term deals. He's one of them. Marcus Stroman's the other. They might be up in the air in terms of Syndergaard. From Matthew, what's your opinion on Trevor Rosenthal, the reliever on the Padres? I like him. I wish the Mets would sign him. The Mets will sign a reliever too at some point. I don't know who it's going to be. Jake McGee, just want to let you know, talked about him quite a bit. He signed with the Giants. So he's a guy that could be picked up probably before, in August and September. From Jack Michael Brando, I wouldn't get Chris Bryant as a rental for a year. Well, that's probably what's going to happen with him. He's going to get traded. I could see him going to the Blue Jays. I could see him going to the Braves. If he goes to the Braves, what are you going to do? You're going to feel like crap if he hits the Mets, Eric G, what about Jeffers? We've heard about him. I've heard about him, but it's been very quiet on him over the last couple of weeks. His name was mentioned a couple of weeks ago, but it's been very quiet with him. I want to mention that I will have, and this is the exciting news, I will have tomorrow morning former Mets radio. I don't know the radio guy, but he worked at SNY. He's worked at WFAN, and he will be on the show tomorrow at 10 a.m. sharp. So you need to subscribe to the channel. And watch, because I'm gonna once it hits 10 o'clock, we're gonna come on and we're gonna start the interview. There's not gonna be any music, no intro other than me introducing my guest. And he's going to be coming on, and you need to be watching, because it's going to be a great interview. And, that's why I came earlier tonight, because I need to work on some things for the interview for tomorrow. So hopefully you'll like the video. It'll be a fun video. It'll be a fun live stream. And he's all ready. I confirmed him yesterday. And it's funny, I don't think he knows how to use StreamYard. So he asked me if I want him on camera. I was like, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. I'm not on camera. Show your face. But no, I'm not on camera, and he's not going to, I don't know if he's going to be on camera or what. But hopefully if he's on, hopefully he has a good microphone. There's one thing I noticed about these Zoom things, these Zoom videos, the microphones suck. So, but it's not going to be on Zoom. It's going to be on StreamYard for him. And hopefully he come by, and we're going to talk about the team. We'll talk about Sandy Alderson being back. We'll talk about Steve Cohen being the new owner. I'm not going to get into this thing with the Wall Street. That's over my head. I'll admit to that. And this thing, we can sort of touch on Twitter a little bit, but really that's over my head as well. Not over my head, but it doesn't interest me. And he'll be back on Twitter at some point within the month. What's going on in the chat? From William, Hut can't show his face. He's in the witness protection program. That's right. You keep thinking that. I look angry all the time. That's why I don't want to be on camera. But I will have Pete McCarthy on at 10 a.m. So you need to subscribe to the channel, and it'll be on Facebook, as this live stream is on Facebook as well. And we're going to have a great time, and you need to subscribe. So, but anyway. So what do I think about Jonathan Villar? Well, he's a guy that can run. I guess he's a solid defensive player. He's hit for power. His average has been decent. His on-base percentage has been decent. He had a good year 2 years ago. He had a good year in 2016. He's got some pop. This doesn't surprise me because Sandy likes guys that have power. Even if it's a minimum amount of power, he just likes having guys that can hit the ball out of the ballpark. And he's done that. And that is a quality signing along a bunch of quality signings that they've done. Now, they've not announced it. And I think part of it is the Mets have a situation where they have 40 men on the roster, which means 2 guys got to get off because they got to take it for Amaro and for Villar. So we're going to have to find out pretty soon over the next few days who's going to be out of here. From Ernie Delgado in 2019, this guy hit 25 home runs. Yep. You know. We're going to see what's going to happen over the next couple of days, who's going to be moved out of here, because they're going to have to move some people. Danny Choi, are you the Knight Rider talking card? No. That guy passed away. You saying it died? Yes, gets by Buckner. Yes, today's Mookie's birthday. I want to wish him a happy birthday. Might as well. Today is Mookie Wilson Day. I will declare it February 9th, 2021 as Mookie Wilson Day. All because it's his birthday. God bless Mookie. 65 years young today. And it's going to, Jonathan Villar is going to basically be an infielder. The Mets have done a great job. They brought in Jose Martinez, but people have forgotten about him. He kills lefties. So he's going to play a lot late in the game. He's going to be a guy that is going to be there for power. We're gonna have a really good bench. This team's gonna have a really good bench. It's gonna be a bench that we've not seen in a long time. That might be Jonathan. That might be Justin Turner right now. What's going on here? From Todd the God, you see, Preston Wilson was insisting the Mets should have hired Mookie instead of Callaway. I don't disagree with that. I know one thing: Mookie's not texting anybody. He's certainly not texting anybody. That's for sure. I would not have had a problem with that, but he never put his name in. He never submitted an application to be manager. Mookie doesn't look 65. I've seen the pictures of him. He doesn't look like he's 65. But Mookie should get back into baseball. I don't know why he's not in baseball. I didn't think that Mookie would ever want to be manager. Never heard of him wanting to be manager anywhere. He was a coach here for a long time with Bobby Valentine. We haven't heard him wanting to be manager. I would love to see Mookie as manager. I can't imagine getting in the face of an umpire. What are you talking about? I can't see Mookie doing that. You see Mookie doing that? Mookie's always smiling on the field. Yes, rest in peace, Pedro Gomez. What happened to him? How did he die? Yeah, Mets are going to have a really good bench. Mets are going to have a really good bench this year. And I wonder what's going to happen with J.D. Davis. Where's J.D. Davis going to go? Is he going to be on the team? Is he going to be, traded? Vincent Preston, what's going on here? That's stupid. Ernie Delgado, some guy from Yahoo passed away too at 37. I don't know about this person either. But please like this video if you haven't already. Be going on for a little while, and The more likes you put on the video helps the video get out to YouTube and through you and Google. Easy for me to say. So we're gonna talk about the team. The thing about the team is that the one thing that has hurt this team is how deep they've been. They were not deep the last few years, and they brought and hopefully now they won't be quite if there's an injury like they were last year. They had to rely on these sort of pitching, these pitchers that were just terribly, just guys bouncing in and out from AAA to the big leagues to AA to the big leagues, and just have no talent. But now we have a situation where they brought in a lot of talent. I said how important it is to have a 6-starter, a 7-starter, an 8-starter, a 9-starter, because none of these pitchers are going to go 200 innings, and that'll be one of the things I'll talk about with Pete McCarthy tomorrow morning, is that when he comes in here, I'm going to ask him about this 200 inning thing. So that's how important it is that the Mets deep in the starting rotation. They might need to get not only one more starter, but maybe 2 more starters, to be honest with you. And I think that might be something to look at, considering Arrieta may be washed up, but he does know how to pitch. He knows how to, run a game. And just because they sign him doesn't necessarily mean he's going to make it to the big leagues. He might just pitch in spring training and pitch terribly. But he is a guy to keep an eye on. Vincent Preston, got to go. Thank you. Sub to the hut. Goodbye. Okay, thank you, Vincent Preston. Very rarely comes here anymore. From Danny Choi. Again, we still don't have a 100 RBI machine here. JD has that $3 million tag, I think. Well, P. Alonso is a 100 RBI machine. I think that Conforto can hit and drive in 100 runs. And I think Francisco Lindor has an outside chance to do that himself. I think he's driven in 90 runs a few times, Lindor, by the way. Let's take a look, shall we? Shall we do this? Easy for me. I'm having problems with talking tonight. This is what happens when you don't take the nap. When I take my nap, I mumble. All right. So let's see his RBI total. 89 2017, 92 in 2018. This guy, boy, hits a lot of home runs. Francisco Lindor. 33 in 2017, 38 in 2018, and 32 in 2019. That's pretty good for a shortstop. That's pretty good on a shortstop. That's a damn sure. Wow. He's going to be fun to watch. And he's going to be on a contract here. Hopefully he can handle being in New York. New York is not easy. But like I said, these big contracts that we've been talking about with Lindor and Conforto, I don't see these guys signing before the end of the season. They're going to wait till after the end of the season. Nelson Cruz, no cause given on Gomez. I haven't seen anything. You don't just drop dead like that unless he had a heart problem. That might have been the problem, too. And the Trash Man 108. Hey, how's it going, Hut? Just going to make my occasional appearance and then disappear for another 2 weeks. Okay. Skadoosh. Redouche. But I think that a lot of these pitchers, a lot of them are going to pitch is 150 innings. 120 to 150 innings, because they didn't pitch last year. They had to rebuild all the arms up, all of them. Which might not be a bad thing, because some of them might save some of their arms. Let me go through something which I thought, might as well go through some of these names again. We went through these names last night of these different players that are available for the Mets or anybody else. Let's see. Please bear with me. Okay. Oop. Please bear with me. Okay. The free agent starters. Jake Odorizzi, Dylan Bundy. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the wrong list. I have multiple lists here. Sorry about that. That's the next year. We'll get next year in a minute. Those are the pitchers. Okay. The top unsigned relief pitchers for this year. I'm going to go through some of these names. Trevor Rosenthal, Roberto Ozuna, Brandon Workman, Shane Green, Tyler Clippard, the famous Met, by the way, Justin Wilson, who I wouldn't mind the Mets bringing him back, Jeremy Jeffers, Mark Melanson, Ken Giles, Keon Keela, David Phelps, Tony Watson, keep an eye on. For any team, I think he'll be picked up soon. Cam Bedrosian, Jason Shreve, he got picked up. Mike Montgomery, and Ali Perez. I wonder where Ali's going to go. Hope he doesn't come back here. I don't think he's going to come back here. Now we have the top starting pitchers that are still available. Jake Odorizzi, James Paxton, Taijuan Walker, Rick Porcello, believe it or not, Cole Hamels, Rich Hill, who the Mets have talked about. Right, Ozuna's not going to get re-signed. He's not going to get signed by anybody. Fulton Aves went to the Rangers. Trevor Williams, Trevor Cahill, Trevor the Horse, Annabelle Sanchez, Mike Leake. Those two interesting guys. These are the free agent bats that are left. A lot of big names on this thing. Still, Justin Turner, Jackie Bradley Jr., Brett Gardner. I think he's going to go back to the Yankees, or he's going to retire. Adam Duvall signed with the Marlins. Marcell Ozuna signed with the Braves. Jonathan Villar signed with the Mets today. Brad Miller, Kevin Pillar, Omar Mazzara, Jeff Jerko, Jeff Gorko, Jerko, it doesn't matter. Marwin Gonzalez is still out there. I'm hearing the Blue Jays on him. Mitch Moreland, Jake Lamb, Yasiel Puig, Todd Frazier. How about Todd Frazier coming back? I mentioned him last night. Nobody seemed really all that enthused about the Todd father. If I send you a Thor t-shirt, will you reprise the Robert De Niro character from Taxi Driver? You talking to me? No, you don't have to do that. Save on the postage. Send me a chat and I'll do it. You send me a super chat and I'll do it. That'd be a lot cheaper than mailing me a t-shirt. Mets Nick Bory, who thinks he has access to a time machine. They should invite Tim Lincecum to spring training and see what he's got. He hasn't pitched in 5 years. He hasn't pitched in 5 years. He's not, no team's interested in him. And Jay Bruce is the other player. Now, here's some interesting names because people have been asking me about the free agents next season. Okay, we've got some big names on this list. Really big names. Trevor Bauer could be back up. Do we really want to talk Trevor again? I think Dylan Bundy, Noah Syndergaard, Marcus Stroman, Lance Lynn, Zach Greinke, Justin Verlander, Kevin Gausman, John Gray, Charlie Morton, who I think is going to retire, Lance McCullers Jr., Zach Davies, Pineda. These Kershaw, Haney, Eduardo Rodriguez, Drew Smiley, Robbie Ray, and Jay Ahap. From William Hutton, I am doing the dishes and have you on my living room TV. Everyone in my house thinks you are a mobster. I'm not a monster, a mobster or a monster. I'm not slow like everyone says. I'm not dumb. I'm smart. I'll get it right. Send Fredo to do this. Send Fredo to do that. Have Fredo run some Mickey Mouse club, some Mickey Mouse nightclub in Vegas. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, next year.
I know we shouldn't be talking about it. I shouldn't be. But we'll look at it for a moment. All interesting, guys. Really, Verlander's interesting to me. And Kershaw's interesting to me. Kershaw's only 32 years old. And as long as he doesn't have an arm injury, he can reinvent himself as a pitcher. But I don't see him leaving Los Angeles at this time. Verlander's a different story. He's 37 years old. He'll be coming off Tommy John surgery. From Quinn Street, Steve Cishek could have been a good bullpen piece for the Mets, but he went. I'm not a big fan of him. I'm not big on him. I seen him enough with the Marlins. He was always terrible. We are in This is from William. We are in San Diego, and they don't hear New Yorkers every day. Why are you torturing your family with that? Do you really want to hear me? William's family, do you really want to hear me every day? Torturing you? I don't want to torture people. Desbo7Z. What's up, guys? I think Rizzo would be a guy to keep an eye on because they Mets have been talking about. They were very serious about him the other day. I don't know what happened. But that'll probably be the next move. I said that last night, and then they signed Jonathan Villar. Marquez, Alex Wood signed with the Giants. Okay, I think that's true. Brian, I hope we turn into a 2-year deal and trade JD. Why? Why on both? Brian, if you don't mind me asking. JD Davis can hit. You need a DH in the National League in the worst way this year. If you keep him, he's not going to play much. He'll play third, and then he'll really struggle in terms of, defensively. Big problem with his arm. He's got 2 problems defensively. He can't catch it and he can't throw it. That's a problem. And he's got such a good arm, too. I mean, he's pitched in relief, JD Davis when he was in Houston. But also want to mention about 2022, that class is going to have all these shortstops. I think Lindor, to go back to Lindor for a minute, I think Lindor will either sign before the season or he'll sign with the Mets after the season. And I know people might not want to hear this. I can see a situation where they lose Conforto. Mets SEN, how do you get to this level and not be able to throw on average? It happens. The guy can hit. All right, this guy is a very talented hitter. He's very talented and he's very smart. So he has talent. And probably the reason that the Astros moved him is because they had no place for him. From Danny Cho, you really want that Grizzly Adams bearded Turner here? Not really. I was not a big fan of the clean-shaven Grizzly Adams non-bearded Turner here. I didn't like him back then. Ernie Delgado's right. I see us losing Conforto with his agent, Boris. I think so, too. I think so, too, Ernie. I think so, too. I hope I'm wrong. But I am not a big fan of the agent, and he's had problems with Sandy in the past. But we have a new sheriff in town, different owner. From Alan Carpenter, that's very astute. Justin Turner didn't do well with the Mets the first time around. I'm not sure if they should sign him, in my opinion. I agree with you. From Brian, JT is a monster. He's a consistent hitter, better than JD. But here's the thing about Turner. He's 36 years old. How much more does he have left? I was thinking about this today. He might have 300 hits left in that bat. If he's the way he's playing right now. And what's Davis? He's 26. There's a 10 years difference in him. I believe in Davis. He can hit. That guy can hit. From Reginald Rivers, Hut, what big name player that's still available on the market should the Mets try to get before another team makes a move? Well, I am not a big fan of making a trade with the Reds because you have these they're going to have to give up a lot for those guys. So I don't think that is a move. I don't think they're going anywhere anyway. Just to Suarez and Castillo, Suarez and Sonny Gray. I'm not a big fan of making a move with them because you'd have to give up a lot. I don't think that Ramirez is going anywhere, even though I did a video on him. I think he's not going anywhere anyway because he's not making a lot of money. But like I said, I see Chris Bryant. Because Chris Bryant, I think, like I said, he's got 1 year left on the contract. The money's not that crazy. Some team that could use a third baseman needs another bat in the lineup he'd be a perfect spot for the Mets, quite frankly. But you'd have to trade, of course, J.D. Davis. Now we have a chat, again, from the very generous William. We love the Hut Father. Hit that thumbs up for the Hut Father. Well, thank you, William. Very generous, and I appreciate it. And thanks to your family to my family. I do. I thank you, please. I really appreciate it. That really helps me out a lot. Al Carpenter, I'd rather get Suarez. He's 29. Yeah, but you have to give up a lot for him. But he does have a big contract. From Michael O, Rich Hill only makes sense with what is left available. I agree with you. I think he's a better situation than Arrieta. And he's older. And the thing about Turner is, Brian, is that he's older. That's the only thing. And I don't know if he could play here. He didn't play here the first time. He only has played one place well, and that's, and that's in Los Angeles. He should go back to L.A., and that's it. It's probably a move to push the Dodgers to sign him. From Alan Carpenter, you think Pete is better than Muncy and Rizzo? I thought the MLB rankings were absolutely horrible. Well, Pete had a poor year, so they're doing it based off of 2020. They're doing it based off of 2019. He was better than both of them combined. Danny Choi held Job in the Hut. Brian, he's a completely different player. I'm sorry. I go based on everything. Everything I see. I had an argument with somebody today about Trevor Bauer. I probably shouldn't get into it, but I basically proved my point at the end of it that I was not a big fan of his. As I keep saying. Josh Taylor. Verlander will be a nice addition. He's a good player. He's really going to help the back end of the bench. He can come in for defense. He can hit a home run. He can steal base if he need it. He's not really going to hurt you. He's not going to hurt you. I mean, just going back to Pete Alonso. Pete was on pace to have 45 home runs in a bad year. So keep that in mind. He's a generational hitter. Pete Alonso's generational hitter. You don't see too many hitters like him anymore. And when you do, you hold on to them. Now, please like this video if you haven't already. And please subscribe. Ruben T, 1,000 subs. That's right, Ruben T. Got 1,000 subscribers last weekend. Awfully close to 1,100. Let's see what the number is right now. See, I have a number here on the side here. So I need 8 more subscribers to get to 1,100. I do value all my subscribers, believe it or not, even though I send a lot of them off to the Phantom Zone, screaming, saying, I watch your videos. Play him in left field, quite frankly. I think he's more of a left fielder. Alan Carpenter. The thing about Pete is he won't hit 300. If he does, I'll be shocked. But yeah, it's 260, 270. That's great. He's going to hit for like 600 slugging percentage. If he does that, it's not a problem. From Ruben T. Do you watch football, baseball, Hut? Or baseball doesn't exist? I had a live stream during the Super Bowl on Sunday. So I was watching it, but I haven't really watched it on a regular basis in a very, very long time. So, do I watch John Boy Media? I think I've seen a couple of videos. I've seen a couple of videos with him in it. John Boy. I think I saw that video of the hell's his name? The old manager, Jim Leland, going crazy in Detroit, where he basically mocked the umpire. That was pretty funny. Mike Lowe, Rich Hill more like when Sandy signed Jason Vargas. Rich Hill's a better pitcher than Jason Vargas. He's not gonna be screaming at the he's not gonna be screaming at the reporters, because they said have a nice day. I have no problem with Rich Hill. He's a better pitcher at this point than Jake Arrieta, and the only thing is that he can't stay healthy with his hands. He's always getting blisters in his hands. But you got to sort of keep that in mind when you sign some of these guys. From William Hutt, do you watch wrestling? I used to. It's not the same without the people not there. And the wrestling is so bad these days. Wrestling's terrible. I mean, there was a match between last year between Becky Lynch, I think it was Becky, and Charlotte Flair. And after the match, they really went at it. They really beat the hell out of each other. They walked away hugging each other. I was like, what is this about? No wonder why their ratings are terrible. It's terrible. Ugh. It's just terrible. Ruben T, would you rather have Kevin Gosman or Alex Wood? Either or. Doesn't matter at this point. Josh Taylor, should we sign Brian Braun? No, he's probably done. Let's Nick's Josh Davis, Todd Licata. WWE got hurt by the PC culture. Worse than that. But I don't really want to talk about wrestling. Benjamin Kudge, what do you think the Mets will do this week? Well, today enlisted, and they signed Jonathan. Before those guys were mentioned as guys the Mets were signing, they had 40 man on the 40-man roster. So now you have 40 plus 2. So that means the Mets are going to have to move some of these guys that are on the 40-man roster, either do a trade or just start releasing people or send them down to the minors. 2 names that have been mentioned in this live stream as guys that could probably get sent through waivers and down, is Patrick Mazeika and Corey Oswald. Those are guys to keep an eye on. So that's something we need to keep an eye on. And even the women, man. Even the women, I tell you, some of these women are not great looking. Not that, I mean, back in the 90s and the early 2000s, I mean, not only were the women like really great athletes and great wrestlers, but they were beautiful too. These wrestlers that women, they are not great looking. And their personalities are pretty much the same. Nothing intriguing. There's no Tori Wilsons running around these days wanting to do that anymore. Or Stacy Keibler. But anyway, Josh Taylor, trade for Chris Bryant. Well, Here's the thing about Chris Bryant. It's going to be a while. I don't think he's going to get traded yet, but he's going to get moved. That's for damn sure. That is for damn sure. He's going to get moved. No doubt in my mind. Let's see what's going on. I got a text message. Will Tim Tebow make the Major League team this year? I don't think so. He didn't play last year because there was no minor leagues. And I just don't see that happening. He's great to have him around because he's a great teammate. He's a great person. And wherever he goes, I don't see that happening, quite frankly. I really don't. Next week, in about 8 days, we'll have pitchers and catchers. And we will find out, we'll begin to see the answers about what's going to happen with this ball club. Give me a second. I need to take care of something. So just hold on 1 second. All right, hold on. All right, sorry about that. Somebody's text message. I had to take care of that. But let's get into this other stuff. Apparently, there's going to be the 26 man. There's going to be 26 players on the rosters now. We're going to have the 7-inning doubleheader, which I don't have a problem with. But they're going to go back to this nonsense with the the runner on second and extra innings, which I absolutely hated. I thought it was terrible. I think it's a terrible idea. Last year, and I still think it was. Although it was interesting to watch it, I guess. From the Mothman, if Turner did join the Mets, what do you think his lineup? What do you think this line would be? RBI, home runs? Well, at this point, he'd be a role player, just like he was the first time around. But then he'd be an everyday role player, Justin Turner. You'd ban him low in the lineup. You'd probably ban him sixth or seventh. He wouldn't be in the middle of the lineup, that's for sure. And if he was, he'd be batting sixth. Because you figure that McCann's probably going to be the 8th hitter on this team, I would think. If Turner's here, he's either the 6th hitter or the 7th hitter on this team. Ernie Delgado, MLB just changed harassment and discriminating policies. All right. Why do you need to change the policies if you know? How about not show your ding-a-ling to reporters? How about that? You need to make all these discrimination policies stupid. From Reginald Rivers, besides Chris Bryant and Kyle Hendricks, would trade for center fielder Ian Happ make sense? Your thoughts, please. Let me take a look at Ian Happ. Some of these players I got to take a look at. So I haven't seen him in a while. And because, the thing is that last year, the teams did not play outside of the division and outside of the regional situation. I don't know who played what and where. Ian Happ. Outfield, second base, and third base. He's 25 years old. I don't see him going anywhere, just based off of that. Switch hitter. Very low WAR. It's not a very wins above replacement. 62 home runs. I don't know. He doesn't really interest me that much, to be honest with you. He's got a few more years to go and before he's eligible for free agency. I'm not a big fan of that. Minor league extra inning rules. Also, do you really want to sit through a 16 inning game? Why not? The greatest Mets game and the greatest Major League game was a 16 inning game, the Mets versus the Astros. The to me, that's the biggest problem. To be honest with you, what's going on here? Hold on a second. I got a connection problem. Hold on a minute. What the hell's going on? Sorry about that. I had my my charger into the computer and it wasn't charging for some reason. That's weird. Let's talk with Hayden. How you doing? Bangkok baseball. What's going on? I'm not so interested in Turner. Brian, Turner would be a great signing. Okay. Mets talk with Hayden. Does anyone know Meg Smith's sprint speed to first base? We talk about it all the time here. I have no idea, Hayden. Couldn't tell you. Does Meg Smith ever get on base? Worrying about his sprint speed? I don't think he ever gets on base. I'm not taking a bet, William. No bets here. No bets at all. Please like this video if you haven't already. Let me read this stupid thing from MLB. Like they need to do this. They're not like working working in the workplace. Let's see. This is from SNY. MLB's updates workplace code of conduct regarding sexual harassment discrimination, according to the Athletics. Lindsay Adler found harassment allegations that led to the termination of Mets GM Jared Porter and the suspension of Angels pitching coach and former Mets manager Mickey Callaway. Michelle Meyer Ship, MLB's chief people and culture officer. Oh God, she sounds like a barn burner. Led the way with this initiative, the report said, which developed after Porter was booed in January. A third-party anonymous hotline will be. Here's the thing: we've had these situations in businesses. Why didn't these women why didn't these women come out and complain in the beginning? I just don't understand this. Why do they wait years and years and years to do this stuff? I don't understand this. You know. And then why do the Mets get hung out to dry when it comes to this thing with Mickey Callaway? I don't understand that one. And again, you haven't heard anything from the Wilpons. Now I'm going to be doing some of these live streams in the morning. I'm going to try to call up WFAN at some point. I'm going to call up WFAN at some point and challenge some of these on-air personalities because nobody challenges them. They get the same 20 people that call every show and pretend like it's a thing. And then once in a while, you get some dope who doesn't know what the hell he's talking about calling them up. So I want to mention again tomorrow I'll have WFAN personality, SNY personality, Pete McCarthy on at 10 a.m. So you want to come by and watch. Ernie Delgado, this is a very unfortunate comment. It's so silly. Years and years now, it's all going to explode. More stuff will be popping out now. You watch. Man, I hope you realize how you wrote that. Ernie Delgado, you got to let this is about me calling WFN. You got to let us know when you do that. Oh, we'll see. It'll probably be in the morning. Because they're more interesting because they're so boring. Especially the Garden Gnome and Longface. They're so boring that, me calling them up. See, when you know what I'd ask Maggie? Since she's so offended about Sandy Wallace and all this stuff, what does she think about President Biden signing this thing about no gender in sports where men can compete against women. What do you think about that? You know, let's talk about who's that woman who's on SNY of Andy Martino. When they talk about the Mets, whoever she is, she drives. I have no idea. I think that's Maggie. I think that's Maggie from Bangkok Baseball. Have you ever called WFN? You were a listener. I used to try to call in. When I used to call Steve Summers at night. You know, and I one time won a contest at WFAN when I was a kid. Oh, there's a new girl. I think isn't like that blonde. I think she wrote one of the articles for this woman that got poured in all kinds of hot water. See, I don't think that's right. Okay, if you're gonna accuse somebody of something, and he didn't rape her, he didn't put his hands on her. What he did was terrible, but he did. She could have blocked him. Why didn't she block him on her phone? So her name should be out there. But you can't just go accusing people of stuff and you don't and there's no repercussions for what you do. It's like she did this, she put it out there. He lost his job, he lost his reputation, and nobody knows who she is. Nobody knows what the other side is. Always two stories, always two sides to a story. Never forget that, no matter what it is. If you hadn't already. You know what irritates me about Maggie Gray? It's a very small thing. When she does her program on the radio, you can hear her as clear as a bell. But when she's on SNY, she sounds like she's talking in a cardboard box. She'll have the microphone. She'll have a microphone where you can hear her on her radio program. But when she's on SNY, she sounds like this, like she's far away. Irritates the hell out of me. It really does, quite frankly. And you don't want to irritate the HUD, because then the HUD gets all ticked off. And then I gotta be like, I don't feel like watching this crap. But what the hell am I talking about? Yeah, so at some point I will be it's when Bangkok Baseball SNY showed photos of Malusis and Licata from 2002 when Brady won his first Super Bowl, and he looked the same as now. That made it a oofa. Let's talk of Hayden. Hut, do you own any baseball jerseys? No, I don't. I really don't. I have a jersey, but there's no name on it. There's no name on it. But I do have a jersey, but I've had it a few years. I've worn it a few times. I haven't worn it that many times. I went to the last game in 2015. I wore it. It's freezing up there. 2015. Oofa. Well, that's not nice one to say that. We won't go for the cursing. You need to curtail the cursing. That doesn't happen. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Like this video, if you haven't already. See me likes we got in the chat today as we talk here. 39. Need to get one more to get 40. That would be great. And we need 6 more subscribers to get to 1,100. Need 6 more subscribers. So if you want to watch a great interview, you need to subscribe to the channel for tomorrow. Even just for tomorrow, if you like Pete McCarthy, he has worked at WFAN. He's worked at SNY. He's was at the WOR for a long time. Francisco Villarreal. He's got a Batman picture, so I put this up. Greetings from Panama City, Go Mets. I love this. Doesn't this look great on the camera? On your phones or wherever you're watching it? That's really cool. Love Batman. From Alan Carpenter. I want Rob Manfred out. He's ruining baseball. I agree. He's like every worst nightmare from the comic book industry. METS talk of, hey, how long was the interview? I couldn't tell you. I don't know how long it's going to be, but we'll see. I'll talk to him before I know. His availability is usually from 10 to 12. I don't know going to go that long. But we'll see. I'll talk to him before the interview. We'll talk for a couple minutes before we get started. But we're going to get started at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. From Marco, I feel like Turner's too old at this point. Am I wrong? He's 36 and way out of his prime. I agree with you. And if he comes back here, he'll probably get hurt again. That's for sure. Now, people in the chat, I want to know where you're from. I'm in Queens. We got someone from Panama. Let's get a shout out from everybody. Where are you all from? I am from Queens. I'm from Queens. I like asking people where they're from. And please like this. And please like this video. As I said, Florida. The Mothman from the deep caves of the hut. I live near City Field. Oh, cool. Montauk. I live in New York City. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate you live in New York City. But the actual Manhattan? Maspeth? West Virginia? Arizona? Arizona. Ugliest man on TV is a Yankees fan. I know that. That tells you his attitude. His attitude's terrible. You'd think he would have learned, certain things about popularity working for Mike and the Mad Dog. Suffolk, the Bronx. From Francisco Villarreal, 2021 Mets win the World Series. A possibility. They say they're going to win. They're predicting the Mets win 95 games. That might be a bit of a stretch. I think they'll win 90. I don't know about 95. If they win 95, that means that Diaz pitched really well. The Mets have a very talented everyday lineup. And they have a very deep bench now. I think they might be done with the bench. I mean, the pitching needs to be addressed a little bit. Get a couple of veteran starters in here just to see how it is. See how they pitch in spring training. Chris Goodwin, I'm hearing Mets fans saying if the Mets lose out on Turner, that it looks ridiculous in their lack of locking up. It's ridiculous. You don't have to sign everybody. The Mets everyday lineup is so good. They don't need to make big moves. It wasn't necessary. They did make a big move. They made that big trade. They improved themselves at a position that wasn't really a hole. Because I would have been fine if they brought back Jimenez to be the everyday shortstop. I was fine with it, to be honest with you. Because I really liked him a lot. The Indians are really going to love that kid. Rosario's another story. I wasn't a big fan of him at all. And he's going to get moved at some point. Because they're not going to like the way he plays. They're going to not like really where he doesn't walk and he doesn't take a lot of pitches and swings at everything. And his defense is shaky at times and his instincts isn't great. They're going to move him pretty quickly. But I was fine with Jimenez being the everyday shortstop. I saw enough of him. I thought he has a chance to be really a great defensive player. He's really going to be great. As Bill Paxton. Nelson Cruz says Paxton was in the movie Tombstone. That's Bill. He's got no range. That's the problem with Rosario. He's got no range. And he doesn't have a great arm. It's not a Jose Reyes arm at all. Chris Goodwin, I think Turner would be a huge upgrade at third, and he will want to beat the Dodgers. What are you, like a psychologist? You know, at his age, I don't know how much you're going to get out of him. I'd rather have a guy that's younger than him. From Marco, Rosario probably going to end up in Cincinnati. I don't think he's going to end up there now. I don't know. Yeah, Rosario was considered like the best prospect in baseball for 2 years, and he came up here. I wasn't impressed with him at all. See, the problem with him is they rushed him. They should have just kept playing him in 28-17 in the minor leagues, and I called him up. They rushed him a little bit because he wasn't ready. And the Mets did not have a good AAA manager anyway because they fired Wally Backman. They brought that other guy in, and he was terrible. The guys that came up here were not prepared. The same thing with Dom Smith. Yeah, he was brought up too early. They both were. They hurt both their developments, you know. Chris going, Hut, this is a now team. Make it as good as you can. They're a very good team. They're a very good team. They don't, you know, if you're going to bring somebody in, you can wait a little bit until, quite frankly, until the July 31st. You know. There's no rush for that, for this thing at third base. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem playing Davis there. I want to see if he can play it. You know, I wasn't big on him in 2019, but I like to see him play. And you can always put him in left field if you have to. Marco, sign Brian Cole today. Well, he's not a free agent. Chris Bryant's not a free agent. You got to trade for him. You know, not every player is a star. You don't have to have a star at every position. You know. Joey Echeverria, 90 wins. I think that's the low end, I think. 85 to 90 wins is the low end, and 90 to 95 wins is the high end. Marco, trade for him, my bad. Also get Hendricks with him. Okay, what are you going to give up? Because Kyle Hendricks, has a lot of years on his contract. JD is a good hitter with a good arm. You could teach a good glove, in my opinion. If he doesn't have good hand, you can do about it. If he's got bad hands, there's nothing you can do. I'd rather have a guy who's got good hands and quick feet than a guy with a good arm. I can teach him how to get the ball over the third. I mean, get it over the first. I'd rather him have good hands than a good arm. Because you can position him in a place where, you know, he can make the play. But if he doesn't have a good footwork and a good hands, he doesn't have good hands. He's a DH. JD Davis is DH. The Mothman, I think the Mets may sign Turner and keep JD. I wouldn't mind them doing that either. Because the DH is coming to the National League. It's just not this year. Chris going, the over I saw today is 96 wins, and the Mets have a 77% chance of winning the division. I saw that. That they're going to run away with it. I looked at the schedule for April. It is rough. That's a rough April. A very rough April schedule. They're playing Colorado 3 games, Chicago 3 games. There's going to be snow in those places. And I would not pitch DeGrom in either place on that road trip. This is a situation where you want to use a 6 or 7 starter on that road trip. I would not pitch Jake at any point unless the weather is beautiful. I wouldn't pitch him. Geez, I wonder if the Mets are going to be like quarantining their guys if they're not going to pitch. If they're not going to pitch on the road trip, they'll just keep them home. That's an interesting point. Don't be discounting the Braves. Okay, Braves. There's going to be a battle in this division. So Braves are very talented. You still have to deal with Freddie Freeman. That's for sure. Now, please like this video if you haven't already. We need 6 more subscribers to get to 1,100. And if you watch the beginning of this video, the Hut Father was here giving you a little word of advice to watch the advertisements when the video comes up to. From Chris, good one. It behooves Louis Rojas not to start on the 500 at any point. I agree with you. If they get off to a slow start, he could be in big trouble. From Bangkok Baseball, it's just business. It's nothing personal. Yeah, I mean, the Louis Rojas is going to be... That's why I'm so glad that that screwball Trevor Bauer's not here, because he would have really challenged him at every point. One good thing about the Met clubhouse, it's a very good clubhouse. It's always been a very good clubhouse for a very long time. When the Mets have had guys in the clubhouse for the last 10 years that's a problem, you noticed them. I'm not a big fan of Louis Rojas. I think that he's just a little too timid. Not timid, it's not the word. He's a little too quiet for my taste. He's a little too reserved for my taste. Chris Goins, frustrated I'm here April 28th for opening day. Well, that's not going to be the case. You have to start on time in spring training. Because if there's an issue going forward, you can make adjustments. You have enough time to make the adjustments. I don't see that happen. At this point, the players will not deal with losing a month not playing. From Benny, hey, Hut, would you trade Familia, David Batty for Bryant? Well, it's funny you should mention that. I did a video on that, Benny. Now, Benny, I've not noticed you before in the chat. I hope you subscribe to the channel. I do make up my own trades here. People get rather irritated when I do it, but I have one trade under my belt where I got it right, and that was the Francisco Lindor trade. I said that it would take 2 major league pieces and 2 minor league pieces to get Francisco Lindor, and it happened, and the Mets got an extra player in return, and Carlos Carrasco. Well, thank you, Benny Huff, for subscribing. I appreciate it. I mentioned this trade, and the reason I mentioned this trade, what the hell was I wrote it. This stuff down. See, if you don't write it down, you don't. See, there's that line from whatchamacallit. Oh, I didn't write it down. This one's the one I didn't write down. But it did involve. It involved actually a backup catcher, Familia, and J.D. Davis. You have to give up something. J.D. Davis, you got to give up on one of these trades at some point. But that is an interesting trade. The only thing about it is that you give up Batty too. I don't want to do that. And they could play Davis wherever. So I'm pretty, convinced that Chris Bryant's going to get traded. I don't know if he's going to get traded now because we're getting closer to spring training. But I think he will be traded at some point. That's for sure. That is for sure. And but I'm not big in trading too many pieces, long-term pieces for him, because of the fact that he's a free agent after next year, and I don't see the Mets bringing him in here and sign him to a contract when they have all these other contracts to deal with next year. But Benny, can we give it Mauricio if we extend Lindor? Then don't we not need him? Well, they can play him at third base or play him at second base. Mauricio's sort of been compared to Alfonso Soriano, and then he might not necessarily be a shortstop anymore, and he may be more of a third baseman. I've not seen much of him. I saw a little bits and pieces last year of him in spring training. And Bangkok Baseball, let's get Ramirez and call it a day, Hut. It's always the same thing. Let's get this one and we'll call it a day. Okay. You know what happened next week there, Bangkok? They'd be complaining about they didn't get this one or that one. From Chris Goodwin, I would love to sign Turner, JBJ, and Rich Hill, and let's go. I need to find the way they're put together right now. I like to see them play. I like to see them get on the field and see where we're at. I said, after 40 games, the barometer. The Memorial Day is a barometer. The 4th of July is a barometer. And that's what it will be. And what's going to happen is I'm going to be calm, cool, and collected if they lose the first game of the season, or they get out to still start like 2-3 or 3-4, and you're all bugging out, and all the other YouTubers are bugging out except for me. So those are two prospects to watch out for. Now, I don't know who Jose Alvarez is. That might be Francisco Alvarez's brother. I'd rather not give up Francisco. From the Mothman, the Mets had the Burt opening day record in baseball history. How's that different from the Ernie opening lineup? I think Rosario will probably get traded. And I think this is stay healthy, but I think that Rosario doesn't steal any bases. Hut. From Chris going, Hut, why the hell does Martino always sound snippy in his tweets? Because he is snippy. It's not because he sounds snippy. He is snippy. He's condescending and he's a snip. He's a dope. He's a miserable guy. From Benny Huh. And that has not changed. He's been like this. Nimmo, Davis, Smith, batting Mauricio in a 3-team trade. Nimmo, Smith, and Brewers prospects to Cubs, Hendricks and Bryant. Davis and Mauricio to Brewers. Haters. Why would the Brewers and Cubs do this trade? Why would they be trading with their rivals? The Brewers probably think they're in it. The teams in that division think they're all in it. Alan Carbon, I think the Mets are the best hitting team in baseball. We'll see. Got to hit with men on base. From XPD, what kind of season do you think Mets will have? Probably what he had in 2019. Probably 11-11. 150, 120 innings. If it was a regular season, it'd be 150 innings, but probably 120 innings with him. That's how I see it with him. Quite frankly. I'm not big on Steven Matz either. Just as the player. As a person, he's a great person. As a player, I'm not a big fan of him. I think he'll pitch well because he's not going to be here in New York City anymore. He's not going to be in New York State anymore, other than Buffalo. But he's not going to have any pressure up there. So I think that the lack of pressure is really going to benefit him in particular. From Taco Stacks, I really hope not a disappointing year for the Mets. Every year seems to be a letdown of injuries in the first 2 weeks. Well, Debbie Downer Taco Stacks. Holy crap. Is this how you live your life? Ugh. Jimmy Dworski, they dejuiced the ball for the season. I know. I have a big problem with that. There's no juice in the ball. They took the rabbit out. Benny Hut, favorite player on Mets besides DeGrom, Alonso, Conforto, Ramos. He's gone, Ramos. Chris Goodwin, the Yankees are the team that can't avoid injuries. Yeah, they hired like Ray Ramirez to be their personal trainer. Rufo, he was a bad trainer, man. I couldn't wait for the Mets to fire him. They should have fired him like 5 years before they got rid of him. Unfortunately, I always take, the guy named Taco Stacks, I always take him very seriously. Chris Goodwin, the home run leader, is going to finish with 35. I don't think so. We think this is 1968. No. There'll be a lot of teams, a lot of players in the 40s, including Pete Alonso, by the way. Hey, Marco, let's sign Big Poppy. For what? Sign for what? To be a guy you say, don't do steroids? No, I don't think so. Now, please like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe to the Baseball Hut. We will have Pete McCarthy on tomorrow. Discussing Steve Cohen, touching on Jared Porter, touching on Mickey Callaway. And from Chris going, Hut, Alonso over and or under 38? Over. He's going to be over. Explosive D. How about Noah? What type of season you think he will have? I couldn't tell you. I got to watch him. He's not going to pitch in April in New York with the Mets. He's not going to pitch in May. I can't imagine him pitching him in cold weather. He's not going to be up with the Mets until June at the earliest, because they're not going to want to pitch him in the cold weather. They'll probably pitch him a lot in spring training. They'll pitch him a lot in Port St. Lucie. Chris goes, wow, so you're saying 40 big flies from Pete? Yes. Or Marco Alonso, the problem is he wanted to 54 homers, and that's just not going to happen. He has to hit for contact and RBIs. He's forcing hits, trying to hit home runs. Well, I don't know about that. Danny Choi, Pete Rose for the Hall of Fame. Well, Pete Rose has put himself on an eligible list. So he's not eligible for the Hall of Fame because he put himself on this ineligible list with names including Joe Jackson, Buck Weeks, the Black Sox. And if we get our wish, hopefully we'll get Ramsey Cano on that list, because then he'll be ineligible and the Mets won't have to pay the last $50 million of his contract. From Jimmy Jaworski, how come, this is at Danny Choi, how come you never answer my KBO query? From Benny Hunt, I bet Jose Martinez is 240 with 8 home runs and 94 RBIs. Him in right, Nimmo in center, and then Dom in left. First of all, Conforto's is the right fielder. And Martinez is a bench guy. That's why they signed him. From Marco, all of Alonso's hits felt like they were just shot short of a home run. He's got the biggest power in baseball, folks. He's got the biggest power in Major League Baseball. Nobody hits more home runs as big a power than he does. Nobody hits for more power than him. Nobody's even close to that. Nobody in the American League. Well, maybe Suarez. But Suarez plays in a very small ballpark. Please like this video. Let's see where we're at with the likes. Let's see here. Now, today's Mookie Wilson's birthday, and as you can see, I have a picture of Mookie on here. So we got 42 likes. From Benny High, Doug Conforto's a free agent. What's with all the talk about his contract? Then we still have to sign him. He's all right, but I guess his home runs to left field aren't that great, in my opinion. I can understand that. I think they're going to have a tough time re-signing him, quite frankly. Not because of the money, but because of the agent. He's going to really push the envelope in terms of the money. And by my view, Lindor is more important as a player. Mets talk with, hey, would you rather Mets trade the Cubs or the Reds? But personally, I have nothing against. What a weird question. A weird, odd question. Well, I don't think Hendricks is going anywhere. And it'd probably be easier to get Chris Bryant. I'm not big on Suarez. He hits for a lot of power. But I think that Bryant is a better player than Suarez. From Benny Hunt, we should do a similar contract from Lindor. 3 years, $120 million. That's not going to. He's going to want to. He's an everyday player. He's going to want to sign a long-term contract. From Chris Goodwin, Alonso has a shot at winning the Mets' first ever National League MVP. Well, let's see how it goes. Now, as you know, if you don't know, Pete Alonso won the home run title. Hit the most home runs in the National League in 2019. There's one other Met that led the league in home runs. Let's see who can figure it out in the chat. Now let me ask you, who is the other Met that led the league in home runs? Just throw out a name. I don't care. You might not get it. From Jimmy Jaworski, Gary Carter hit Mookie in the face during a rundown drill in 86 spring training and broke his eyeglass and the glass got in his eye. Okay. From Michael Hutt, your channel is growing quickly. Well, it's moving. It was kind of slow a little bit. Marco says Mike Piazza, nope. Ernie LeBus says Daryl, nope. Benny says Jason Pay, nope. Jimmy DeWasson says Todd Hundley, nope. Michael says Dave Kingman, nope. Marco says Mo Vaughn, nope. But the one person that got it right was Todd Licata. It was Howard Johnson. Michael says Beltron, nope. It's Hojo. Hojo was the answer. Hojo also, and he did in 1991. He also was the only Met to ever lead the league in RBIs, too. Not Strawberry. Strawberry never led the league in home runs, ever. But Hojo did. And he led the league in RBIs, amazingly enough. That's the only time that Darryl ever hit the cutoff man. Or was then he punched Hernandez in the face during photo day. From Bangkok, Godfather 1 or 2, which one do you prefer? I like the first one, but the second one has a lot of interesting parts to it. You know. Like the thing with Fredo is pretty cool. You know, that's pretty funny. You know. I'm not dumb like everyone says. I'm smart. And I demand respect. You know, that's pretty good. Now, please like this video if you haven't already. Trying to find. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yes, Hojo hit 38 home runs and drove 117 RBIs. I'm just learning how to do the Stewie Griffin impression. I need to work on that. Brian. That's all I'm good at right now. Now, please like this video. I'm going to show you a clip. I'm going to show you that famous clip of Darryl punching Keith Hernandez. Since it was mentioned here. Since it was mentioned, I will play it. Yes, Hojo was a dirty man 3 times. Hojo was a good player. Here we go. Yes, Hundley did have more home runs, but he didn't lead the league. I'm going to play this clip of the fight. Nice. You kidding me, Benny, huh? You got to be kidding me about Bauer needs surgery on his calf. Don't tell me that. Well, then the Mets are lucky they didn't sign him. I doubt that's true. Let me take a look. If that's true, then the Mets really dodged the bullet. That didn't happen. What are you tweeting that for? What are you writing that for? That didn't happen. That's not true. Chris going, don't you think it's a waste to bet Lindor leadoff? He's not going to be batting leadoff, Chris. Brandon Nimmo's going to be leading off. Hello, Nicholas. How you doing? Michael, I watched fully and then I rewatched the videos so I can watch them ads more. Well, thank you. Don't get yourself crazy about it. Yeah, the audio's not that great on this video. It's not great. Sorry about that. Sorry. Let me say sorry 50 times like Trevor Bauer did in that tweet. And if you don't know, today is Mookie Wilson's birthday. Wish happy birthday to Mookie Wilson. 65 years old today. Benny Hart thinks he's funny. It's April Fool's. April Fool's still in February. April Fool's. Again, I'll have Pete McCarthy on tomorrow morning. And you're going to want to subscribe. And you're going to want to watch the video, the live stream. I'm going to have him on live. I don't know how long it's going to be. But it's going to be a really terrific show. And I think I know you're going to like it. So I take great pride in interviewing people. And this will be no different. That's why I decided to come on early. To do the live streams just so. Thank you, John Breslin. Happy birthday to Mookie. So I wanted to do an early live stream, and that way I can prepare for the morning, and I can take a bit of a rest because I want to take a rest after this. From Bangkok Baseball, I forgot, why did Darryl go after Keith? Because Darryl was in a contract dispute with the Mets, and Keith said something about it. And they got into a big fight over it. That's what it was about. That audio sucks. You can't really hear the going back, the Darryl screaming at him. You know, that's from the old Channel 9 newscast. Hello, Nick. Hello, John Breslin. John Breslin, he says Justin Turner with the Mets would just be plain weird. I agree. From Michael, that girl Rachel Luba is annoying. Yeah, she is. She's out there where he is. Out there. Completely, totally gone. Shot. Really out there. But the buses don't roam. That's for sure. I don't like her. That's for sure. Jimmy Durowski, shout out to Buckner, who's no longer with us. Those Mookie Buckner autograph pictures are probably up in value since Buckner's passing. Oh, that's the way to look at it. I never got one. I always wanted to. From Bangkok Baseball, remember when Stewie Snoop Dogg was Paul? I do remember that. What was the name of the dog? What was the name of Paulie Walnuts as the dog? I don't remember now. Now, please like this video. Already, things we talk about here. Yeah, Barrow's out there. He probably used Google. He probably used the translator for that. I don't think he knows Japanese. I don't think he knows Japanese. Now, I'll have Pete McCarthy here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. You need to subscribe. From Benny Hut, will you play the obnoxious music tomorrow before the interview or no? It's not obnoxious music. It's Mets music. That's not nice. That's tradition. No, the music won't be played tomorrow. We're going to just jump right into the interview. How could you not like that? Benny Hut, you're going to get sent off to the Phantom Zone like that guy Noah the other day. From Michael, what do you think of Jonathan Villar's sign? It's okay. You know, he's a guy that at this point, the Mets have done a really good job with the bench. You know, And the Mets do a good job. The Mets have done a very good job at the bench. They brought in Jose Martinez, and this guy Villar is going to help them. You know. Benny Hub, what's going on with you? Don't push your luck. Don't push your luck. I don't even know what you're talking about. Bye bye. Bye bye before it gets any and escalates. I will play it again. Play it again. Hut. Play it again. Play it again. I can be very defiant. All right. All right, enough of that. Give me a break. That gave me a break for a moment. This is what happens, folks, when you push me and you get nasty. I love the Mets, and if you don't like the music, I'm going to play the music even more. See you in the Phantom Zone, Benny, huh? He's probably like, huh? Sent out to the Phantom Zone. I hope tonight he'll be singing that in his sleep. You know. Or tomorrow he'll be driving somewhere and he'll be singing that song as he's driving. Like that scene from Seinfeld with the Elaine's father singing that show tune. That's what you get. Don't push me. It must be the same guy, that same guy from the other day that was complaining about the music. I could play Kindness Corner. That's a lot of fun. I usually play that during the morning. That's for sure. I could play that tonight. That'll be in their nightmares. It'll be in my nightmares too. How could you not like that? The one guy said the other day, I don't like your tunes. Not for the tunes. Nicholas L. Let's make a hut section in City Field. That's not a bad idea. Hey, you never know. I mean, I have a lot of fun here. I mean, to be honest with you, I like having goofing on people. I hold back on this channel. He's gonna have have nightmares of Elaine Bennett's doing that dance, and all you hear is the music, the music of Meet the METS. I should do that. Post a video of her and then that Meet the METS song. She's kicking in stuff. That would be funny. But I don't know how to edit stuff like that. But anyway, like this video, even though you might be annoyed by the song, by the music. I played the music just to sort of get us into the, get the energy going. And I'm not gonna be playing that tomorrow. I'm not gonna be playing that tomorrow when I have. It's sad enough. I'm gonna be doing the intro with my guests in here. These are serious people. This is not like the comic book side. The comic book side's a little bit different. That's why I do this sort of over the top, but I do it on this side. I don't know how they're gonna think of it. From Danny Choi, let's have karaoke night. I don't know about that. I don't know why my audio stinks here. I got a good microphone. It might be my computer. John Breslin, there should be a huge sign in City Field that says Barrow sucks. Now, I would point out about some of the signs in City Field. You can't really carry signs there. It's not like Old Shea Stadium where they had the signs there. I have not seen any signs there since City Field has been open. I mean, the Wilpons were pretty strict on signs up at City Field. I don't remember ever being any signs there. Yeah, you don't mess with the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the people champion, your host, because then I get a little snippy. I get off into a snit, and then I just get defiant. And I play the music. That's the best way, I guess, to deal with them. It's almost like kryptonite to some of them. And he came in here very nice, wasn't he? And then all of a sudden, he started talking about his girlfriend, and strange. Oh, terrific. The third part's terrific. Amazing, spectacular, terrific. The great one. The people's champion. From Danny Choi. Change your name to Hato Taman. No. I mean, like Notre Dame? No. No. Never forget amazing. It fits in with the whole Mets thing, too. The amazing, spectacular. Amazing, spectacular. I don't remember how that started. It was just a sort of goofing around, with the intros. Because the intros are very, I do the intros very fast, And that's when I do a video, that's the part that I screw up on. So, when I do that intro, I do it very fast. And that's always the thing I mess up on, where I get tongue-tied. So, Michael, had to 1 million by the time we win the World Series. Well, I know I'm getting to 1 million a year. I know I'm getting to 1 million by the end of October. I don't know about that. I just want to get to 1,100. I just want to get to 1,100 subscribers, which I'm 6 away. So please subscribe to the channel. Yeah, that Benny's a Rudy Poo jabroni. I agree with you, Nelson. Oh, that's good to hear from Morty. Oh, I- well, that's great to hear from Morty. He's on the ball there. From William, the Hut Father section at City Field. Maybe someday. I might not be there, but hopefully you'll be there, wearing your little mask and your kerchiefs and your Mets hats. And I would point out, I do have a graphic design. I'm waiting for him to come back to me with designs. He's very busy. And hopefully I'll be able to drop a website into the videos, and I'll show you the website. I have the website. The only problem with this website is they don't sell baseball hats. I couldn't believe it that they don't sell baseball hats. So I don't know where I could get baseball hats, because that's obviously an item that I know you'd want. Is something that says the baseball hut on, or the hut, or skadoosh. Hey, Mets fans only. The latest and greatest in Mets news. Mets fans only. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I appreciate it a lot. Appreciate the support from everybody, quite frankly. This has been a lot less stressful than the other side, I can tell you that. Well, I'm sitting here, somebody sent me a nasty message on the other side, on the other channel. Yeah, so I will have merchandise, but we're going to have to, I just got to wait for my graphic designer to get back to me. Like I said, he's very, very busy. Very, very busy. And it'll be based off the Mets letterings on their road uniforms, and you'll see it. I know it'll look good because I'm an artist. I know it'll look good. So, and my graphic designer friend, he's good. So when he gets back to me, I'll talk to him a little bit about certain things. I like to promote him too if you're interested in his work. So we'll put the designs into this website. Just describe the website. They sell all different kinds of items like shirts, and the only thing they don't sell is hats. They sell baseball hats, but anything else, masks, mugs, any kind of like thing you're gonna that you might be interested in. And you need to sort of check it out when I put it up. And all you need is a design. I'll give you the links and stuff. I haven't started up my account there yet. From Mets fans only. Are you gonna do memberships? Well, I have memberships on the other channel. I have to sort of figure out what I might just do the basic stuff on here. I did that with the other channel. I guess I could do that too. I haven't gotten the community site on my page yet, so that's the one thing I noticed here is I can't leave post on. There's nothing here that for me to write to my subscribers, and I found that with this channel, it's much different than the comic book channel. The comic book channel, I kind of need Twitter to sort of get my message out. With the baseball, I don't have to do that because the larger audience. It's a much larger audience than say the obviously the comic book channel. So it's much easier for me. I don't really need Twitter so much, to be honest with you. Other than to DM people, it's really not a big deal. It's getting very crowded in the Phantom Zone. Ernie LeBar, I went to the comic book hut last night looking for nerd fights and found nothing. Well, I don't put up with any crap on that. From William, I want a Hut follower membership, please. Mets fans only. I'm going to get the community page. It's not a big deal. It took me like a week and a half to get the community page after I got monetized. That's fine. From Jimmy Dawarski, Hut could have 5,000 subs right now if you open the borders of the Phantom Zone. It's not happening. Only one person has returned from the Phantom Zone, and that was Danny Choi. From Michael, if I was able to donate, I would donate $500 because you're the best. Well, thank you. I thank you. I appreciate that. very kind of you. Just the thought is fine. Like I said, just watch the commercials if you can, and that's all you need to do. That's all I ask, because I noticed that I get a lot more revenue, and that helps my family out. From Roberto Denzing Jr. What happened to the merchandise you were looking to introduce? I'll buy the Descent to the Phantom Zone and maybe others. Let's go. Well, like I said, I'm waiting for my my graphic designer to get back to me. He's very busy. So when he gets back to me, I will put it. I have to set up an account on the website. Only problem with that website is there's no hats, there's no baseball caps. They don't sell that, but they pretty much sell everything else. But once I'm set up, I'll be able to put certain things on there. From METS SCN, he sent me a super chat. Well, thank you, sir. Now, METS SCN, he has his own channel, and we want to support as many of the METS YouTubers as we can. Just put in that name, and you'll find him. I don't even know how many subscribers he has right now. Let's take a look. Thank you. That's SCN. I appreciate it. Let's take a look. He has 28 subscribers. Come on. Let's get this guy some more subscribers. Please. Let's get him some more. I will subscribe myself. How about that? And then you got 29. Thank you, sir. Okay, William. We'll do the best I can to make it happen. Now, I do have memberships on the other channel, but I don't know if you guys are interested in the comic book cut. And I always tell my subscribers on there just to do the basic. So at some point, yes, sub to METS SCN, please. Very easy channel to find, METS SCN. And you can subscribe to him. You need to want him to 1,000 subscribers. If not 100. Is difficult. Yes, he's got 30 subscribers now. So for his generosity, please go on there and subscribe to his channel. You know, when you do these videos and nobody subscribes, it's very disheartening. But when you go and you subscribe, it makes you feel good when people do that. Well, I don't know about that. It's not a lot of people here in the live stream. There might be people that are subscribed to him already. If I had a bigger stream, I'd really be able to get people to subscribe. I was on a channel once, and the guy had over 100,000 subscribers. And within a day, I had 150 subscribers on my channel. Just because I showed up. It's the only time I was on camera. What a mistake that was. It was terrible, and it was good. It was good for the channel. It wasn't good for me. But we won't get into that. But go to METS SCN and subscribe to his channel, and you'll help another METS YouTuber that's a fan of the Mets. I think everybody left. I think they're going to go subscribe. From Danny Chow, will the merchandise be made in China? I don't think it's in China. I think it's an American company. From Mike, I don't get why the 1.9K people aren't watching the stream. Well, they got other things to do. I've been going on for 2 hours. I'm going to go a little bit while longer. You know. But for the most part, I know my regular people that come in here to watch my video. So I have a pretty good idea who's in here on a regular basis, and trying to add other regular people. But I appreciate the people that do come in here. And again, not everybody's able to watch the live streams. People are busy. They do their things. I mean, I'm on like now at 8 o'clock. I started around 6 o'clock. Michael, am I a regular? Yeah, you're a regular, Michael. You're part of the scenery. William, there's nothing better than being here at the hut. Well, thank you. I do my best. I do my best. So the Mets today, they signed Jonathan Villar to be another bench piece. The Mets are 2 guys over the 40-man roster, which means, and they've not announced Albert Amaro Jr. on the roster, and they've not announced Villar yet. So they have 2 moves that need to be made up. They have 2 moves that need to be fixed in terms of getting them out of here and whatnot. So we'll keep an eye on that over the next couple of days. And tomorrow again, I'll have Pete McCarthy on here on the channel. You may know him from SNY, WFAN. As I give a little emphasis. Also, he was on WOR. He was the guy that used to do the post game, after post game shows. He's not the guy that did the post game shows. The guy that used to do the post game shows. Hey, what's going on? Born Savior, little roller up along first, behind the bag. Here comes night, and the Mets win it. I don't have that picture with him. I gotta create a thumbnail. Thank you, Born Savior. I appreciate that. Very, very nice of you. Can't thank you enough. People are very nice, I gotta say. Hit the like button. That's right, Ernie Labar. So, like I said, tomorrow we'll have Pete McCarthy on at 10 a.m. No music. Just going to jump right into it. And we're going to talk about the Mets and what he thinks about the new ownership, what he thinks about Sandy being back, what he thinks of. We'll touch a little bit on Porter and a little bit on Mickey. And we'll get in on the team. We'll talk about Bauer. Bauer's going to be an interesting subject. I'd like to know what he thinks about this whole thing with Bauer. And it's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. He'll be my first guest on this particular channel. And like I said earlier, I do a good job. Interviewing guests. From Michael Hutt, ever since you got the 1,000 subscribers, you have been getting lots of donations. Well, I'm now monetized, so people are very nice to do that. And May, from Luca Brazzi, Sledge 420. And may your first child be a masculine child. Michael, who's that weird man talking to himself? That's Luca Brazzi. Oh, who's he? He works for my father. He works for my father. Like I said, when we do the merchandise, you'll have a choice of what you want to buy. So you'll just have a design. There'll probably be 3 different designs right now that I have in mind that I've sent to my graphic designer, and that's all you'll need. So if you have a friend, like it's a girlfriend, or if you have a wife that loves my channel and they're a big Mets fan, you could get a hat, say some item that's pink with the name, the comic book, the baseball on it. So, you'll have a choice of the item. The only thing that's not going to be on this website is baseball caps, of all things. They have everything else but baseball caps. They'll have masks, shirts, T-shirts, mugs, everything else. But, that's sort of a separate thing for now. It's a pretty easy, I think it's a pretty easy website. And I don't have to do any of the fulfillment. All the fulfillment is done by them. So all you got to do is just put the design in, and that's it. But other than that, it's going to be a lot of fun over the next couple of weeks. Like I said, with baseball starting up, I don't know if we're going to go into. I don't think I'm going to be doing live streams during the games, because I like to watch these games, not have to deal with anybody, not have to talk to anybody. Just so I can see what's gonna. I want a baseball HUD bobblehead. Well, I don't know about underwear, Kid 28. Danny Choi, do I design your own attire? Well, the design is there, and you'll just put the design on whatever the item is. You'll see. From William, my Filipino will be wearing a pink hut father hat. I can't get any hats on this website. I got to go through the website again. Maybe I missed it. Let me take a look at it. I don't want to show you it because then I don't want to get you all excited about the website and there's no design on there. Let me check it out. Let's see. See, that's the weird. There's no hats. There's socks, there's t-shirts, tank tops, dresses. You want to get your girl dressed. Hoodies, sweatshirts. It's weird. Mask, phone case, wall art. You can get stuff for kids. What's this? That's the one thing they don't have on here. Maybe I should find a different place. And having baseball hats really bugs me. Baseball hat thongs, no. Oh. You all have phones. You can get a phone case with the hut on it. But if you have a kid, if you have a baby, you can get it the thing that says skadoosh on it. How about? Well, you're gonna have to check it out. Home and living, even got this. Bath mats, jigsaw puzzles. Would you want a puzzle? That actually sounds pretty cool. Oh, there are aprons. Look at that. Ernie the bar, you can get a barbecue apron. How about that? A clock, bath mats, coasters, comforters, floor pillows. I like the jigsaw puzzle. Magnets, that'd be cool. Mugs, shower curtains. Shower curtains with my face plastered on it. How about that? Blankets, pillows, tapestries. Do you have tapestries here? This is a castle. Oh, really? Matthew Landau. MLB Network is doing the top 100. They have Stanton 97 overall. What's your thoughts on that? How the mighty have fallen. Who's no batting gloves? There's no baseball caps. This is very disappointing. That's the one thing I really would have liked to have seen. There's no baseball caps. That pisses me off. Because you figure it would be underclothing. It's not underclothing. They got leggings. Full legs on this website. You can get the baseball hut pants. Stickers. Car sticker. You get a car sticker. Baseball hut toasters. That's an appliance. That's funny. There's aprons. So if you have a baby, you can get something that says skadoosh on it. Skadoosh. I got sent by the baseball hut to the Phantom Zone. And all I got was this lousy baby one piece. Let's see accessories. Maybe it's under here. Yeah. Duffel bags, backpacks, makeup bags for your lady. Hut yarmulkes. I don't think they have that. From Quinn Street, is Cole Hamels re-signed with the Braves? No, I think he's still a free agent. I think he's still out there. Pins, scarves, tech accessories. What the hell is that? Tech accessories. Let's take a look at that. Top sleeve. But they don't have baseball caps. It's the one thing they don't have. That is very I gotta find a company that'll do fulfillment for that. I gotta ask him around. The person I got this information, he hasn't talked to me since October. I don't know what his problem is. He doesn't like it when I'm right. When I tell him something, and he gets mad. From Matthew Landau. What starting pitcher do you think the Mets will be getting? I think the name I'm hearing is Jake Arrieta. I'm not a fan of that. People said that his everything with him is going down. And I've heard James Paxton. That's the other person I've heard. I'm not big on Arrieta. Obviously, he's getting up there in age. He's got a lot of innings on him. He's not what he used to be. Yeah, absolutely. Quinn Street's way past his prime. Shoelaces. Shoelaces? If you want a skirt, they'll have baseball a skirt. Let's see. Stationery. Let's see what gifts are. Gifts for him. Let's see here. What kind of gifts we got with my design on it. T-shirts, masks, phone cases, stickers. The stickers are cool. I gotta come up with the prices for this stuff. Socks, hoodies. When you get a sweatshirt, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool idea. Mugs. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. This is an interesting website. There's just no baseball hats. I feel bad. But they had everything else. So if you want a barbecue apron, that's the perfect website you can go to. I think about Ariana, a jockstrap, no jockstrap. Hot COVID mask, that's right. I'm not going to get a shirt like that, Wolfman. Not going to get a shirt. From Danny Choi, Arietta, and Paxton, good long relief and spot start. I don't know about that. These are guys. Some of these guys are just going to pitch in spring training. I mean, Arietta might just pitch in spring training. He might not make the team. I mean, they're going to have a bit of a competition for spring training. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what you're going to see over the next couple of weeks when we get to spring training. We're getting this thing on the 17th in a week. So there's no reason for the Mets not to have a pretty good idea of who's going to be in the rotation, because everybody that's going to be in the rotation is probably here already, quite frankly. And I think that they'll bring in a veteran guy just to see if he's got anything left. And Arietta seems to be that guy. Do I like that idea? Not particularly. Because I don't know what he has left. He did not pitch well in Philadelphia. So I couldn't tell you where this is all going to go. Just in terms of just everything. that ain't. That's not nice at all. It's not good at all. What's going on here? Please like this video. From Born Savior, I thank you for the chat. What will be the Mets playing style this year? Scoring a lot of runs. Scoring a lot of runs and playing good defense. Scoring a lot of runs and playing good defense. And, that's how I look at it. The defense is going to be so much better with Lindor playing there at short and McCann behind the plate. They really improved the defense. McCann may not be the greatest defensive catcher, but he's better than Wilson Ramos. He's better than Wilson Ramos. That's for sure. So, Wilson Ramos really cost him a lot of games with his bad defense, not being able to catch the ball. So, I mean, just not being able to catch a ball that's thrown to you and you're the catcher, that's a problem, obviously. Now, the next couple of weeks, we're going to dive into guys that are probably going to be dealing with injuries early on, because guys always get injured. There's going to be a lot of talk of the sort of mitigation. I'm sure guys are going to come up with, going to get the virus, and they're going to have to sort of go through it. Guys that have been in contact, they're going to be in quarantine. That's why it's important that these teams get started on time, so they have enough time to get ready for the season. No dragging their feet, and it's got to be done smartly. At least the players are putting their foot down when it comes to this stuff, because obviously Major League Baseball doesn't want to put their foot down on it. From William, my one-legged uncle could steal Santa rum. Look, if you can't catch the ball, that's going to be a problem. Quincy, how do you feel about the 162-game season? I'm fine with it. They'll get through it. And I think we'll be going to the games. Ernie the Bar, I think he'd be happy with McCann's defense. He just keeps improving. That's good. We'll see. They said his defense has gotten improved over the last year and a half. So he's able to really resuscitate his career, because he was let go by the Tigers. And Danny tried to trust Biden's logistics plan. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He doesn't even know where he is, let alone. I'm not going to get into it. All right, I'm not getting into that. Okay? I know one thing. The players told him to hit the road. He hit the road. That's what they told him. Because they told him to put it off. The Mothman, somebody in WFN said we should do 40-game seasons here on out. The guy says, that's a stupid idiot. Who said that? Was it one of the radio guys? Or was it a caller? It's probably a caller that said that. Now, most of the people that call WFAN, they call all day. That's all they do all day. It's call different shows. I'm surprised that isn't the kind of thing that they would say to Francesa, because that's the kind of thing they'd say to Francesa, quite frankly. Now, please like this video if you haven't already. Yeah, 40 games, that's stupid. How stupid is that? That's not a level of intelligence right there. William, do you think that the playoffs will be at neutral sites again? I don't think so. From the Mothman, the funny thing, a caller did say, the funny thing is Maggie kind of agreed. Yeah, she's a dope. She don't know what the hell she's talking about. The people on WFN don't know what they're talking about. Mothman, she said it may save players from COVID. No players died from COVID. Some got it, but didn't die. Most of these guys aren't going to get it because they're not at high risk. She's an idiot. She doesn't know what the hell she's talking about. From Danny Troy, I miss Russ Salzberg yelling at everyone, "Let's winner and loser." From Coolio Top Notch, Maggie is a top-notch dope. I'm not saying that, Blue. You said that. Like I said, the one thing that irritates me about her is that she will sound good on the radio because she uses a microphone. But when she goes on SNY, she doesn't use a microphone. She talks off a computer. It sounds terrible. Yeah, 40 games, and she agrees with them? That's crazy. That's not intelligence, Dad. You think that that's a good idea. Sorry to say. 40 games. That's stupid. So please like this video. And again, tomorrow I'll have Pete McCarthy here talking about the Mets, talking about Major League Baseball, talking about just a couple of other things. That's why I decided to come on early tonight to discuss the club. This is just the beginning of this show, and the beginning of this channel, really. And hopefully this interview will be received rather well. And hopefully I'll get some other guests on here and that I find interesting. One thing I know is if I think a guest is interesting, I will think you'll find it interesting too. So I think Pete McCarthy is interesting because one, he wants to come on. One, I think he's interesting. Two, I think he's very fair, especially when he was on WOR, when he discussed the team. I didn't feel like he was running them into the ground. And some of the other personalities at the fan do that. I don't think he does that. So he's very good. I always felt that he was very, very fair in his assessment of the team. And when I get him here, we'll talk about, what he thinks of the future. And hopefully we'll have a pretty good idea. And if it's a good interview, hopefully that'll lead. I know it'll be a good interview from my end. And hopefully you'll enjoy it. That's all I can ask. Now, please like this video. Let's see how many views. How many views we have? I mean, how many likes we have for this video? Let's take a 46 likes. Can we get to 50? That would be nice. Eddie C from Danny says Eddie C was good. Eddie C is the man. I agree. I don't think Eddie's on. Is Eddie on Twitter? Is Eddie Coleman on Twitter? Let's take a look. Let's see if Eddie's on Twitter. Maybe I'll have to get him on. Because he's really good with the Mets. Some of these people are very difficult to get a hold of. Let's see. So please like this video if you haven't already. Yeah, Eddie's not on Twitter. Makes it difficult. It's difficult to get some of these guys on, some of these people on here, especially the older ones. Because the older ones aren't into social media. That's for sure. Some of them are very difficult to get a hold of. But I'm going to read you the Pacoda predictions for the National League East. The Mets are going to win 95 games and win the division. The Nationals will be second place at 85 wins. I don't see that. The Phillies at 83 wins. I don't see that. The Braves at 82 wins. I don't see that. The Miami Marlins at 68 wins. Maybe. This is all upside down. The Braves and the Mets are going to be battling this out. From Chris Goen, Martino said he thinks the Mets have done their heavy lifting. From Mike, can you interview Armando Benitez? First of all, we need like a milk bath to put him in, because that's what he used to do when he would blow these saves. And two, he speaks Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. I don't. Well, we need that again. Today is Mookie's birthday, and I wanted to sort of honor him in this live stream. Let me change the picture a little bit. Mookie was more than just about Game 6. He had a very good career with the Mets and a very good baseball career. I remember a game in '87, year after the game. He was in. I went to a game. He was in a rundown at third base. Keith Miller hit a ball on the infield, and he was in a rundown, and he was able to get Keith Miller from home to third in a rundown. It was an amazing thing. I haven't been able to find it on YouTube. I was at the game. And I think I saw a replay of it on the news that night. It was an amazing thing to watch it. From Chris Goen, Martino said, look for a reliever and a starter on a one-year deal, and a reunion with Turner is not likely. Okay. I didn't think so either with Turner. Yeah, I think the next thing will be a starter and then a reliever. I would like to see them bring in a guy like Trevor Rosenthal. He's very good. Very good reliever. And as a starter, probably. As a starter, they'll probably bring in Arrieta. I'd like to see Rich Hill in here. Although Rich Hill has a lot of injuries with his hands and stuff. He's always getting blisters on his hands. From William, that's crazy land at fourth. I don't see that. That's going to be neck and neck all season. Battling it out. I think the Phillies could be really bad. I think those other three teams could be really bad. Any one of them can be. The only team that has an advantage over the other two is the Phillies. They have the best manager of the three teams. They actually have the best manager in the division, quite frankly. And Joe Girardi. He should have been the Mets manager. Not Beltran and not Rojas. He should have been the manager of the Mets. And he wanted to be here. The guy won the championship every year with the Yankees. He had good teams. He was like the perfect guy. He would have been right for this team. I was very uptight that they didn't sign him as manager. He would have been good. You wouldn't have to worry about him cheating and been part of this insanity with the Astros. Terrible. That's just another screw up by the Wilpons. They wanted to go cheap with Beltran. They thought they'd get some kind of like media bump because they knew that Beltran, was popular. Right, Mets SC, and he wanted to be the Mets manager. Now, Mets SCN, I want to mention something to you. I'm sure you work a lot, but I would suggest you do regular videos on a regular basis. You'll start getting more subscribers. I've done this a few times, and just sort of low advice to you. And but I know you're probably just doing it on the side. Now, the one thing I will mention, if you're doing a YouTube channel, love what you do. If you don't love what you're doing, well, thank you again, Born Savior, as my screw up with the live stream kills me. Born Savior, the HUD is a bigger Mets than both Fields and Doris from Rego Park. Doris from Rego Park. Well, thank you again. Very, very nice of you to do that. I appreciate it. That's very nice of you. I have very nice people that watch my videos, I gotta say. Very, very nice. Thank you. Like I said, tomorrow is going to be a big show. You need to come by here tomorrow at 10 a.m. I will have Pete McCarthy here, and we're going to do a great show. Now, since I kept you here for 2.5 hours and I got stuff to do and prepare myself for the show for tomorrow morning, I'm going to end the live stream right now. The live stream has been great tonight. I want to thank you all for the wonderful chats and the great conversation. So I'm going to leave you here tonight. I want to thank you all for coming by. I'm tired right now, but I can't thank you all enough. Danny, should I put more commercials in video? Well, sometimes YouTube takes this down during the day, just not to kill the audience. So they do that from time to time. But I want to thank you all for coming by. Thank you, Coolio Top Notch. I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow in the morning, 10 a.m. We're going to have Pete McCarthy on from SNY and WOR. Thank you. Have a good night, and I'll see you later.